In a small village called Alai, surrounded by tall palm trees and fields of golden maize, lived a cheerful girl named Tola. Tola was known for her bright smile and kind heart. She loved playing with her friends, but her best friend was a girl named Bimbo. Bimbo and Tola were inseparable. They went to the same school, played the same games, and even shared the same favorite snack, roasted plantains with a sprinkle of groundnuts. Every evening, after school, they would run through the village, laughing and chasing butterflies, their laughter echoing through the fields. One day, their teacher announced a special competition. The student who performed the best in their studies that term would receive a beautiful new bicycle, painted in bright colors and decorated with shiny bells. Tola's eyes sparkled at the thought of winning the bicycle. She loved riding bicycles, and this one was the most beautiful she had ever seen. Tola studied hard every day. She spent hours reading her books, solving math problems, and practicing her writing. Bimbo, on the other hand, didn't seem too interested. She would often play around and not take her studies seriously. But Tola didn't mind. She helped Bimbo with her homework, just like a good friend would. As the competition drew closer, Bimbo began to feel jealous of Tola. She could see how well Tola was doing, and she wanted the bicycle for herself. One day, as they sat under the big mango tree, Bimbo came up with a plan. Tola, Bimbo said sweetly, I have a secret that will help you win the competition for sure. But you must promise not to tell anyone. Tola, trusting her friend, agreed immediately. I promise, Bimbo. What's the secret? Bimbo leaned in close and whispered, you don't have to study so hard. My uncle told me that the teacher has already chosen who will win the bicycle. It's all decided. So you can relax and play with me instead of studying all the time. Tola was surprised. She didn't know much about how these things worked, so she believed Bimbo. From that day on, Tola stopped studying so hard. She spent more time playing with Bimbo, running through the fields, and watching the sunset over the village. The day of the competition results finally arrived. The whole village gathered at the school to hear the announcement. The teacher stood up and called out the name of the winner. Tola held her breath, sure that she would be called. But then, to her shock, the teacher announced, the winner of the beautiful new bicycle is Bimbo. Tola's heart sank. She looked at Bimbo, who was smiling proudly, holding the new bicycle. At that moment, Tola realized that Bimbo had tricked her. She felt a deep sadness in her heart and wished she had never listened to Bimbo's secret. As Tola stood there, watching Bimbo ride the bicycle she had longed for, she couldn't help but feel a tear roll down her cheek. She wished she had never met Bimbo, the friend she once trusted but now regretted knowing. And so, the story of Bimbo's betrayal began to spread through the village, but little did Tola know, this was just the beginning of the troubles Bimbo would bring into her life. Tola couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. Every time she saw Bimbo riding the bicycle, the hurt in her heart grew stronger. She began to wonder if Bimbo had ever really been her friend. It was hard for Tola to understand why someone she cared about would do something so mean. A few weeks after the competition, the village held its annual festival, called the Ogonj Festival. It was a time of joy, with music, dancing, and lots of delicious food. The children especially loved it because there were games and prizes. Tola usually looked forward to the festival, but this year, she wasn't as excited. The memory of Bimbo's betrayal still weighed heavily on her. On the day of the festival, Bimbo came to Tola's house, acting as if nothing had happened. "Tola, let's go to the festival together," Bimbo said with a big smile. "We can play all the games and win prizes." Tola hesitated. She didn't feel like spending time with Bimbo, but she didn't want to miss the festival either. After a moment, she agreed, but deep down, she knew things weren't the same between them. At the festival, Bimbo and Tola played several games, but Tola's heart wasn't in it. As they walked around, they came across a game where the prize was a beautifully carved wooden doll, dressed in colorful traditional clothes. Tola's eyes lit up when she saw it. She had always wanted a doll like that. Bimbo noticed the sparkle in Tola's eyes and saw an opportunity. "Tola," she said, "I'll help you win that doll. All you have to do is trust me." Tola was torn. Part of her wanted to trust Bimbo again, but another part of her remembered how Bimbo had tricked her before. Still, she wanted the doll so much that she decided to give Bimbo one last chance. "All right, Bimbo," Tola said quietly, "I'll trust you." The game was simple. The player had to throw a small hoop over a stick from a distance. It looked easy, but it was harder than it seemed. Bimbo went first and missed. Then it was Tola's turn.